back. We're in section 3.5. We're going to be talking about in this section slopes of lines. So I'm hoping that a lot of your algebra experience is going to come flooding back because we spent pretty extensive amount of time learning about lines, straight lines, slopes, etc. and so forth. So hopefully this is just review for you. All right, we've got some electronic notebook definitions I need you to put in there. Remember, rise, that's up or down. There's your y values going up or down on a line. Run is left or right. That's your x values. And then they've reiterated the slope formula there for you. And slope is just a ratio, rise over run. Let's write that down to make sure that we've got this. It's also this formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if you're given 2 points, you can plug them into a formula. I like to use rise over run, especially if I'm given a graph. If I have a graph, I'm going to use this formula. It's faster, I can count quicker than plugging into a formula. I'll do both with you, but you guys know from last year, I hate to do stuff the long way when there's an easier way to do it. All right, so let's look at example 1. We're going to use the slope formula. I'm also going to use rise over run to determine the slope of each of these given lines. And so you can see here, line AB is in red on your video here, probably not on your notes, but on your video it's a red line. And A is located at 2, 3. B is located, it appears, let me move that out of the way, at 7, 5. That's what it looks like to me. So 2, 3 and 7, 5. And so we need to know what those values are so we can plug into our y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So let's first subtract our y's. It doesn't matter what order you do them in. If you want to do point A minus point B or point B minus point A, it doesn't matter. Okay? Now let's review just a couple of things. Lines that lean to the right. We're anticipating that if they lean to the right, what kind of slope should they have? That's right, positive. If lines lean to the left, then they should be or have a negative slope. If they're vertical lines, then there's no slope at all. Okay, that means there's not a number on the planet I can assign that. So no slope does not equate to 0. 0 is a number. No slope means nope, there's no number because there's a 0 in the denominator. So it makes that slope undefined. And then if it's horizontal, then we have a 0 slope. Means numerically when you calculate it, 0 is the answer. Okay? So if we practice this, we subtract our y's, you could do 5 minus 3. Do those y's in that order, and that's 2. And then you go back and do your x's in the same order. So if I started 5 here, then I have to start here with the 7 minus 2, which is 5. So we're saying that the slope is 2/5. It's positive. My line is leaning to the right, which indicates a positive slope. So I know I'm on the right track. Could I have done it in the reverse order? 3 minus 5 over 2 minus 7? And the answer is yes. You would have gotten negative 2 over negative 5. And remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So the order doesn't matter if you do point A and then point B or point B and then point A. I don't really care. It doesn't matter numerically. Okay? Now what I like better is to do rise over run. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to put my stylus right there where A is. And I'm going to go up 2. Up 2 means that's positive 2. If I go up, it's positive. If I go down, it's negative. If I go right, it's positive. If I go left, it's negative. Okay, so I went up 2, that's positive 2. Now I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went to the right 5. That means my slope is 2/5. Do you see how much faster that was? Boy, less writing. Why are we doing this? All right, so let's look at letter B. CD. Let's look at where CD is located. It's a vertical line, so right away, if we remember our algebra from last year, this should end up not having a slope at all. Let's numerically show that, okay? So if we do rise over run for this, okay, let's start down here and let's rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I went up 8. Now, I don't have anywhere to go. There's nowhere to go left or right. So I'm not moving at all. I can't divide by 0, so that means I have an undefined slope or no slope at all. I don't have a slope because it's undefined, okay? If you use your slope formula, that's fine as well. You just have to identify the points, and so you can plug them in. So it looks like we've got 4, this one's 4, 5, and this one is -3, 5. Okay? So if you start with your y's, let's see here. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I named that point wrong. 4, and then 1, 2, 4, -3. Sorry, I just named the point wrong. I was a little confused. I was getting ready to do the math. I thought, the math's not going to work. All right, so now that we named the point correctly, now it's going to work. So remember, it doesn't matter if you start with letter D and then C, or if you do C to D, it doesn't matter. It'll work out numerically. So if I do 5 minus a -3 over 4 minus 4, then I'm going to get 8 over 0, which is undefined. Okay? So you guys see where we're going with that. I kind of like rise over run, so that's what I'm going to add. Just, if you got a graph, I would do rise over run. All right, let's see here. Letter C, again, I'm not going to use the formula anymore. I'm going to stick with rise over run. And, you know, start with E. How much do you need to rise? Well, I don't need to rise at all. I'm going to run 1, 2, 3 units. So I have a 0 slope, and it should be because this is a horizontal line. And horizontal lines, all horizontal lines have a slope of 0 that's equal to 0. All right, now letter D is leaning back to the left. So I'm already anticipating that I'm going to have a negative slope here. And if I don't, I probably messed up my sign somehow. So let's start with G. Let's go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go up 4, and I'm going to go left 1, 2, 3, 4. Left is negative. Positive 4 divided by -4 is -1. Yeah, it's a negative slope. It's leaning left. It should be like that. Okay, so this right here, this check it out. We're going to leave this as a bonus, so make sure you do that. They didn't graph it for you, I'm sorry, so you're going to have to use the formula. So go ahead and do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Sorry about that, no graph. Summary, this summarizes everything that I just told you on the first page. If the line leans right, it's positive. If the line leans left, it's negative. You got a horizontal line, the slope is always 0. If you just memorize that, you don't have to calculate anything. You don't even have to do rise over run. And vertical lines are always undefined. We say they don't have a slope. There's no slope at all is what we say to that. Okay? And remember, kind of a synonym we learned is slope is also called rate of change. And so we've applied this before, like miles per hour. Those are rates of change. That could be an application. All right, so if you have any questions about that on that particular review, bring those to class and let's talk about them.